Manmohan Singh as finance minister introduced the bill, and Uma Bharti, Ram Nayak and Madanlal Khurana had opposed its passage. And I remember now, at least on 3 occasions, we have, along with fraternal organizations, appealed to the courts to preserve that law, to uphold that law, but the courts have not responded. And one tragic occasion was Chikmagalur and Baba Gautam Pir, when Komwara, Suharda Vediki and CJP had approached the Supreme Court that don't convert one more shrine into an Ayodhya of the South. And I had published in Communalism Combat in 2003 a list of about 3,000 places of worship which the VHP RSS are saying we will get reconverted. And I only leave you with this one question, that today the Places of Worship Act is under threat. There's a challenge to it in the Supreme Court. And even why there's a challenge to it? Look at what's happening in the Gyan Vapi case. And I think as lawyers, you know what I'm talking about. I do not need to tell you how much the constitutional courts are going to uphold, number 1, the Bomai judgment, and number 2, the Places of Worship Act. And if we don't uphold the Places of Worship Act, what does that mean for the future? The social cause, the conflict it will generate. Do we have the ideological clarity and the commitment in our opposition parties to take that on? Because the Hindutva right, regardless of what happens in the next election, is not going away. It has today, from a marginal force, captured 37% of the vote, within which I would argue that at least 25% is a core ideological vote. And even though 25% of a core ideological vote may not be electoral numbers enough, the way they add to that 25% through electoral alliances, through rhetoric, through media capture, through money power, is something that I think should disturb us all and concern us all, if we are serious about the challenges ahead. Another interview which I did was with a person I admire, senior journalist, called P. Sainath. And I was trying to understand, this is 2014, and now we are in a much worse situation today. Because today when we see it, this morning when I was preparing for my lecture, this is a paper I had written for Social Scientists 2 months ago, and I'm using that in some other written work of mine. Somebody sent me a video, 47-minute video, recorded by satyahindi.com. And I'm taking the liberty of mentioning it here because it's an important portal, though it's in Hindi. I understand Hindi is not the preferred language here, but it's important because it's talking to social media experts about what is the mind change among the 18 years to 35 years voters. Is there a mind change towards the ruling regime and the opposition? And I would urge all of you, if we are serious about the challenge of the next 7 to 10 months, then please, anything we do, and we need to do a lot, please understand that today there's a huge dominance of the Hindi-speaking television channels in states outside of the South. And 44% of the viewers influenced by the fact that they are only showing one party and one leader. And they are generating hate against the minorities, particularly Muslims, all the time. My organization, through our Hate Watch program, we do 5 complaints a week to the National Commission of Minorities, to the courts, to the National Broadcasting Statutory Authority against what these channels are showing. And sometimes we get favorable orders, but all of you are lawyers and you know that the process is the punishment. It takes a very long time before you get one order. By then, that video has already got 5 lakh views, 10 lakh views, 20 lakh views. Even if it is pulled off, already the propaganda has reached where it should not have. So you have horrendous terms like Corona Jihad, Madrasa Jihad, Spit Jihad, Population Jihad, this Jihad, that Jihad, which is nothing short of an attempt to demonize the Muslim minority. And therefore, I think I would like to use the last 10 minutes of my talk talking about the politics of hate. And we all know that the RSS and all its organizations, and it has got multiple, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Hindu Ram Sene, Bajrang Dal, and it's like an octopus-like structure, which is the Hindutva ecosystem. They always had hate as political policy, right from their inception in 1925. And the Hindu Mahasabha's inception was 1905. So since its inception, hate has been their policy. That within the population, within society structures, and constantly do social work, do charity work, work in education, set up your educational institutions. The RSS is today much bigger than the Christian institutions when it comes to education. And if you look at the syllabus their own syllabus that they use apart from the prescribed state syllabus, it is poison. It's full of poison. And I think this kind of poisoning of the mind is something we need to address. And I'm therefore saying hate as policy, hate as media tool, and then hate as state affirmative policy is something we need to look at. Today, it's a matter of great shame for me, but for the Indian state sitting in Delhi, the regime that calls itself the Indian state, for powerful women and men in constitutional positions, they are using hate as a political tool to garner votes. And what do we do to counter that, given the fact that 44% of the electorate is swayed by what they see? What do we do about that? And that's why I end up by saying that in 2024, how many millionaires and billionaires sit in parliament? Even before 2014, there were about 52% of millionaires are millionaires, crorepati. And they also have a monopoly owners of vast television networks, mining companies, and telecom. So, a complete stranglehold on democracy. They're not going to be interested in discussing urban poor program, agrarian distress, farmers' laws, health crisis. They want to pass laws that can police the state, police society, and control the population. When 2019, the Citizenship Act was passed by Parliament, and I know that in Andhra and Telangana there were many meetings that were held at that time. My organization and I were called for 300 meetings all over the country because of our experience in Assam, where we have been working since experience process. Supreme Court oversaw that process, please note, since 2008. And the senior judge of the Supreme Court who retired as Chief Justice is today a Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament, who is today questioning basic structure when he speaks in Parliament. So, Assam has a population of 3.3 crores, and 1.3 crores of that population is directly or indirectly affected by the trauma of questioned citizenship. When the NRC first list came out, 1.3 crores were excluded from 3.3 crores. When the second list came out, it was 44 lakhs, and the final list came out, it was 19 lakhs. Now these 19 lakh people who've been told that they are excluded still do not have the reason for their exclusion, though 4 years have passed. But there's another 2.2 lakh people who have got D-voters, who have been declared D-voters by the Election Commission, who can't vote, and who got declared foreigner notices from the Assam Border Police. So the documentary test of citizenship is what the people of Assam are living through. Are Muslims the only target? Is the question I want to ask. Undoubtedly, the political target is Muslims, but our experience at the ground in Assam shows that once you begin the unconstitutional, illegal task of documentary citizenship, all sorts of marginalized sections will not be able to deliver the documents required. So in Assam, you need 14 documents for the NRC. If not 14,